Right then, hello everyone and welcome to the ACOC 2020 season as we kick it off with Formula 3 at the British Grand Prix here at the Silverstone circuit. And it is a delight to finally be back with some proper racing action. It's been a pretty long off season. We had a thriller of a championship decider for 2019, but we are back with more racing action, and we start off the season here at the Silverstone circuit with Formula T3, our brand new tier. We got a total of 30 cars. That's the most we've ever had in an ACOC grid, and yeah, all 30 spec cars will be put to their limit here at Silverstone, and I think we're gonna be in for one hell of a weekend. Obviously, talking about the weekend, this will also be the first ever time that we run sprint and feature races, a brand new addition to the ACOC for the 2020 season. So we'll have two races. In fact, one we'll start off with the sprint, which is 12 laps, and then we'll have a 16-lap feature race. Got a brand new grid of drivers with varying skill levels and experience, but with no doubt will that mean that we won't get close racing. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying just ahead of us. Gabriel Gomez is the first man to start his lap of the Silverstone circuit. Now this is, I have to say, I think it's going to be a very exciting series. We've had this in testing for a very, very long time, and the racing has produced some very, very good racing so far. I apologize for my commentary. I have not done this in a long time, so I'm a bit rusty, but it's the start of the season. You know, we're going to start doing this on a weekly basis again. I'll get refreshed. But yeah, it's obviously great to be back with the ACOC. We've had quite a long off season. We've been working on this very, very hard, and even then we still don't have some things prepared, but yeah, you know, we always strive to bring the best quality to you guys, and well, perfection takes time, I guess. But yeah, Formula 3 obviously comes with a lot of new things to the ACOC, obviously replacing Formula E. Tier 3 will be bestowed with a functional DRS system, so this will bring even closer racing to what is already a very, very close field. You've got a 15-minute qualifying, so it's 5 minutes less than what we used to run, and we've got a sprint race and feature race that I talked about a bit earlier. The sprint race length will always be 90 kilometers, and the feature race length will be 125 kilometers. Now, how the races work is that the sprint race is based on qualifying order. So the person who goes fastest, naturally, will be on pole for the sprint race. However, the feature race is the feature race, and I did actually mess it up on the race distances. I think I was reading the Formula 2 race distances. No, yeah, I was. It's 70 kilometers sprint race length and 90 kilometers of feature race length. But essentially, sprint race grid is based on qualifying order, and the feature race will be based on the sprint race top 10. So the top 10 in the sprint race will be reversed. So it'll be a top 10 reverse grid race, meaning that if you win the sprint race, you will start in P10 in the feature. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see this new type of format implemented into the ACOC. We have never had anything like this before. So I think the drivers are going to end up liking it. And who doesn't want more racing action? 2 races in 1 weekend. I certainly am not complaining. Obviously, this will be a very, very short lap distance, or a short race distance, considering this is Formula 3, very slow cars, so we're gonna have to amount for that as well. And actually, we've had a bit of a technical issue. I'm just being informed. So we're gonna have to restart qualifying a bit quickly. We're sorry about that, but we'll just have to restart it. Nothing's perfect, you know. Either way, I hope you guys in the chat watching right now are as hyped as we are for the start of the ACOC season. Make sure to put your thoughts and comments in the stream chat below. Would love to take a little look at them and read them up, obviously. But yeah. And I also forgot to introduce myself. Goodness me, I'm getting carried away. I really haven't done this in a while, but I am your commentator, Miran, back in the commentary booth for a fourth season, obviously. It's great to be on here. But we'll get underway with qualifying shortly. Sorry about that. We have a bit of a bug with the timing tower, and we're just gonna have to fix that real quickly. But obviously the Formula 3 calendar will follow along Formula 2 and Formula 1. So the only tier that will not follow F1 is Super Formula, a brand new tier, obviously replacing the Porsche Super Cup as tier 4. Obviously, we're cutting it down to 5 tiers due to, unfortunately, a lack of turnout. But you know, those things do happen. You have currently Grantley King on his outlap at the moment. Grantley King, the WTCR champion, he's making his debut in open wheelers, signed to the Red Bull Academy, as you can see. At least I believe so. I don't have the Academy picks in my head at the moment, but yeah, Grantley King is part of the Red Bull Junior team. In the high-tech, obviously, he is. And I think now we should have the timing tower error fixed. So I think everything should be good to go. Yeah, sorry for the technical issues, guys. Assetto Corsa is quite an old game. It does not want to work with us on quite a few occasions. But Grantley King, one of the rookies to step up into the third tier of the ACOC after a very, very strong WTCR season. He goes straight up to Formula 3 with High-Tech Grand Prix. So it'll be very, very interesting to see how the WTCR champion will be able to perform here in open wheelers, as he is on his flying lap here. There is, I believe, one of the Genzer cars just ahead of him on track. But it is a very, very interesting lineup we have got, I have to say, here in Formula 3. It's we have drivers from very, very different experience levels and from all different tiers. You have people like, obviously, Grantley King, as I previously mentioned, WTCR champion. You have got some former Formula 2 drivers in here. You've got Gabriel Gomez, who drove for Prix in Formula 2. He stays with the Italian outfit in Formula 3, driving with them. You have Halil Shahin, who drove for Dams in Formula 2 back in 2017. And yeah, you've got some guys from the Porsche Super Cup as well. You have Kasim Adnan, Sergeant Morrow, more famously known in WTCR than Porsche Super Cup, but he does have some experience there as well. You've got people like Jose Lucas and David Byers as well, same for Michael Valiak. So a lot of different names. And then you have some of the guys who have stayed in the third tier of the ACOC for a very, very long time. You have people like Jake Tildesley and Matthew Falcon and Talal Nugali, only to name a few, obviously. But Formula 3, obviously, no one has during this machinery, so it is anyone's game for the championship, I would say. It's just going to be about which driver can adapt to these cars the quickest. Obviously, they are very, very squirrely, these cars. They're quite sensitive when it comes to power delivery, but Grantley King is going to be the first man across the line, and he sets the benchmark time. It's a 152.7 for the WTCR champion, newly signed with the Red Bull Junior team. I'm going to wait for the other times to come in on the board. And there is Aditya Bagus, who goes up in ahead of King. There's Koloman Rus, who goes fastest in the Campos. Talal Nagala across the line. Fonkanok Chao Shainat, one of the Porsche Supercup drivers last season, goes up into third. There's Nilo Alcide, who takes the fastest spot with a 151.3. As we have the times coming in on the board now. Now we're going to have a lot of improvements in qualifying, because this is a spec series and you have a total of 30 cars. So it is going to be rapid improvements here in qualifying. Sergeant Morrow goes across the line. He is currently fastest then, ahead of Alcide. There's Valiak across the line as well in the MP Motorsport. Jose Lucas and Rubinho Gonzalez set their laps. There's Juanmi Nguyen in 9th, as Hemo Tiford goes up into 3rd. The man from Finland, Erkki Nyt, who did not have the best of seasons, will be hoping to recover with the start of Formula 3 this season, currently in 5th. There's an Ankaya in 8th. Aaron Curtis slots into 6th position. In the Campos, or is that the Trident? I think that's the... No, that is the Campos, I believe. I don't know. I believe that's the Trident, is it not? Oh, that is the Harus, right. Because I'm looking at the spreadsheet for the drivers, and it says here Aaron Curtis is listed on the Campos, so I'm gonna have to go into the driver lineups channel, just copy this to myself real quick. Either way, it continues. There is Talal Nugali in the ART Grand Prix car, currently in 2nd position, so not bad at all from the Saudi Arabian. Very experienced Saudi Arabian driver, obviously has been a part of the ACOC ever since its inception in 2017, his debut in Formula E. Like you see there in the middle sector, he's currently trailing Sergeant Morrow, who is fastest at the moment. So not a bad job at all from the American, currently in P1. But Nugali, who is just making his way around Woodcut and now down into Stowe. And through the left-hander of Stowe, Hemo Tiford up into 4th position. Erkki Nyt sets an improvement, but he stays in 7th. As we continue the lap of Silverstone through these legendary corners, Maggots and Beckett's now. You can see the left-hander and the right-hander. Famously, last season here at Silverstone, you had, I believe it was Ide Weitz and Daniel Wale come together in Formula 2 into Maggots at a very, very high speed. Luckily, the two drivers were alright, but they were out of the race. Nugali, though, all a pretty big improvement, 700s up on Morrow as he heads into Stowe through the left-hander. He's going to try to get the power down on the exit. And he is into the pit lane. ACAI, you never fail to amaze me. Fonkanok Chao Shainat, though, is going to continue his lap. And he is going to finish it. Through club he goes. Let's see what the man from Thailand can do, and if he can improve from P5, and he does so. Up goes Fonkanok Chao Shainat into 3rd. So that is not bad at all from the Thai driver. Matthew Falcon down in P23. Set an improvement. Now you do notice the timing tower cuts off at P24. That is so the timing tower doesn't get all too cluttered As you can see, it goes down to David Byers. You have Aditya Bagos in 26th, Halil Shahin in 27th, Luca Iger in 29th, Henry J. Brown in 29th, and Nick Tander takes the last spot at the moment. And Tander's just going to go across the line and up into P21 and go, so he gets himself out of the bottom 6. Not bad from Nick Tander, the Australian, who made his debut in 2018 in IndyCar. As he is going to continue on his lap, Erkki Nyt, the Estonian, up into 4th position. Not bad at all for the man in the Charus. As Ankaya and Luan set improvements as well. They're currently P8 and P9 respectively. Luan, who did get a bit of Formula E experience under his belt last season. He made a bit of a guest appearance at the Nürnberg Prix, as he replaced Anton Råberg, who went to Formula 1 for one race, filling reserve duties for Alfa Romeo. So he's, I believe, actually the only driver on the field to have Formula 1 experience. So he has that little bit of experience that the other guys in the field don't have. Currently, though, the Swede is in 14th position. As we observe Erkki Nyt, who I believe went fastest in the middle sector. We're going to see if he's going to finish this lap up as we go on board with the Estonian now through Maggots and Beckets. And through the left and through the right, you can see that you really have to... It's really easy to run wide through Maggots and Beckets, and the final corner requires a bit of braking as well. But it is also fun to drive through those corners, but it takes a toll on the drivers. Obviously, very, very heavy G-forces through those corners for the drivers really puts a test on the car and the driver as a whole. Through Stowe, and then into the final couple of corners, the Vale chicane. Those curbs on the inside there, very, very deadly. You want to make sure to avoid them. And then only one corner remains, the club corner, down the Hamilton straight and across the line for Erkki Nyt. And he does not improve. He's 3/10 off in the final sector there, so Nyt could unfortunately not get an improvement in. He'll stay P4 and currently on the second row. Alex Luan does get an improvement in, however. He is in 8th position so far. The man in the Ferrari Driver Academy, you can see that the sticker on the side of his car. Obviously, we've had a lot of Academy signings in the Junior Series, Formula 2 and Formula 3, obviously. And they obviously have helped a lot of the drivers get into F2 and F3. Most famously, you have Ollie Boaks, who competed in Porsche Super Cup, which is Tier 4 of the ACOC, signed with Red Bull, and they helped him get all the way up into Formula 2 for 2020. So he will be racing in the F2 category. He skips over Formula 3, which will be very interesting to see how he does. Obviously, Boaks, who does not have open wheeler expertise, is will be making his open wheeler debut with Formula 2. As Luan heads down the hangar straight and then into Stowe. You have 2.5 minutes remaining on the clock. We'll see if anyone is going to be able to dethrone Sergeant Morrow, who is currently on the top of the timing sheets. If you're just tuning into the stream, we wish you a warm welcome to the ACOC 2020 season. Your top 5 is, as it stands, Sergeant Morrow, followed by Talal Nugali, Fongchanok Chaushainat, Erkki Nyt, and Nilo Alcide, who rounds off the top 5. Anton Råberg gets up into 10th as he pushes Jose Lucas away from the 10th position. Kasim Adnan up into P12 he goes. As Jose Lucas does go fastest in the middle sector, so I think the middle sector is where we're seeing the most improvements, but it is the final sector. It is the final sector where drivers seem to lose the most amount of time compared to the other sectors. And through Stowe, or Cops, I mean, sorry, goes Jose Lucas, the Brazilian, who is a Porsche Super Cup race winner, obviously. Took a very memorable race win at Interlagos. Oh, and that's someone off the track. And Lucas is going to have to abort his lap, and that is Valiak. Michael Valiak has gone off the track at Beckett's, I think that was. Let's see what's happened to the Croatian. And Michael Valiak making his debut in open wheelers here at Silverstone. Obviously, one other Croatian, very famous for his win at Silverstone, Tomas Mandic. We're going to see what happened to Valiak, and as he's following the car behind there, and just straight off the track. I think we get the onboard there. Almost went into the back of, I think that's one of the Campos cars. I believe that's Coleman Rus, but I'm not sure. Either way, you can see here onboard with Valiak. Car ahead doesn't get the best exit. I think Valiak is going to try it. I think he sees the move there. He goes off the line and just over the curb. Completely gets it wrong there. And the rear end just steps out for the Croatian. Luckily, he is able to catch it. Unfortunately, though, he has impeded Jose Lucas on his lap. So the Brazilian I don't think, will be too happy about that, especially considering he was fastest in Sector 2. Question is, though, if any of them will abort the lap. No, they will not. Lucas and Valiak will continue on their merry way, though Jose Lucas is going to have traffic now, and I don't think he will be able to improve, unfortunately. 20 seconds remaining as they cross the line, then they'll be able to get just about another lap in. We've got a few guys in the pits. Morrow is in, so he won't be able to defend his pole if anyone will be dethroning him. Chaushainat, Nytt, Tyford, and Luan are in the pits as well. So we'll see if anyone is going to be able to take away the pole as the checker flag now falls. 14 cars are going to go across the line, and we will see if anyone will be able to challenge for the first ever pole in Formula 3 history here at the Silverstone circuit. Lucas somehow still being competitive despite being stuck behind Michael Valiak as he heads through Luffield. Got a few guys on the laps at the moment. There is Nido Alci, the man in 5th. Let's see if he can challenge Sergeant Morrow for that pole. Then let's see what he can do as he comes across the final corner. Can Nido Alci take the pole position away from Sergeant Morrow? No, he can't. It's no improvement for Nido Alci, and he stays in 5th position for the time being. There's Zedan Kaya currently in 9th, a Filipino driver. Will be wanting to get an improvement in as he goes round the final corner. What can Zedan Kaya do from P9? And it is not an improvement for him either. So I think track conditions are playing a bit of a different role now. Talal Nugale across the line, and he can't do it. He can't take pole from Sergeant Morrow. And it's looking more and more in the favor of the American, who is gonna take pole position here at Silverstone in his first ever open wheeler qualifying. Michael Valiak, and as I just say that, Michael Valiak goes fastest. That could not have been worse timing. And there goes Luca Alger up into 2nd as well in the Carouse. I think that's the Carouse. That could be the Triumph, actually. But that is a great lap from Michael Valiak in the final stages of qualifying. He's on pole here at the British Grand Prix. Michael Valiak secures pole position for the first ever Formula 3 race here at Silverstone. And now that is quite the surprise, I would say. But we're going to get underway with the race, not before we first take the grid. Or no, we're just going to first have to sort out something, I believe. Right, so we are going to have to reverse the top 10 then. So top 10 will be reversed for the sprint race. Obviously, this being a reverse sprint race, or sorry, like a reverse grid, the top 10 will be reversed, as we did talk about. Michael Valjak will start 10th, but he will still have the title of pole. Alex Luan will then be starting in first position, followed by Kolomanus in 9th. Or technically, that will be second. It's going to be quite interesting though to see these Formula E, sorry, I'm still stuck in the past a bit. These Formula 3 cars race against each other. Obviously, we haven't seen them race against each other yet. So it'll be quite interesting to see. That'll be quite interesting to see how they will battle it out. Obviously, I think it is anyone's chance to be able to win here at Silverstone. We'll just have to sort the grid for the reverse for the sprint race. So it's going to take a bit of a while, but make sure to stick with us here. Thank you for your patience. We'll be getting the race underway quite shortly. But it is going to be interesting, though. If you, for those watching, make sure to put your race winner predictions below. I'd like to discuss them quite a bit, actually. It'd be nice to take a look at them and start a bit of a discussion. Well, I guess we don't actually have time for that, as it is now time for qualifying, or sorry, it is time for the first ever Formula 3 race here at Silverstone. I'm a bit tired, sorry everyone. But on pole position, or starting first, is Alex Luan, the number 14 HWA car, will be starting P1, and accompanying him on the front row is Coleman Russ in P2. Second row is an all-Finnish second row. You have Hemo Tyford accompanied by Nilo Alside in fourth position, and then P5 is Erkki Nyt. Fonkshanok Chaushainat, the Porsche Super Cup driver, starts in P6 with Talal Nagali in seventh, followed by Sergeant Morrow in eighth. And then you have Luca Eiger in P9, and the man who took pole in qualifying, Michal Valjak, will start in 10th. P11 is Zedan Kaya, followed by Anton Råberg in P12. Jose Lucas starts in 13th with Kasim Adnan in 14th position. Aaron Curtis 15th, followed by the two Australians of Nick Tander and Noah Clifton. Then you have Aditya Bargos in 18th. Then the two Brits of Jake Tildesley and David Byers, who rounds out the top 20, followed by Cam Cole in P21. Hwang-Min Nguyen starts in 22nd, followed by Halil Shahin in 23rd. Then we have Henry J. Brown in P24, with Bentley Schaefer taking 25th position, accompanied by Matthew Falcon down in 26th. Adam Wolf starts P27 with Rubinho Gonzalez in 28th, and the final two spots on the grid are taken by Grantley King and Gabriel Gomez of Prema. But enough said, let's go for the sprint race for Formula 3 as the lights are coming on. Luan starts first here for the sprint race, the British Grand Prix. And we're underway for the British GP of Formula 3, and Luan with a very, very good start then as he heads into turn 1. Everyone's going to go side by side there, as I think there's a bit of pushing there. Alsi there almost losing it there as his ART teammate slips past. That's Nugali up into 4th position. Coleman Rus storms up into 2nd with Hemo Tiford in 3rd. There is Eiger and Morrow who are battling amongst each other. Valjak holding his 10th position there as Tander is already out into the first corner. Morrow then not unsuccessfully defending from Luca Eiger. Eiger, who is gonna still be under pressure from Morrow there on the inside line of the American as he tries to cover him off. They're both wheel to wheel as Eiger's gonna be on the outside line of the American, but he goes a bit wide and dips a wheel into the gravel. So that is gonna be Morrow, I think, ahead with the position for the time being, as everyone heads into Stowe. Some guys going side by side. There's Eiger having to defend from Michael Valjak as Valjak goes round the outside into Kops. The two going wheel to wheel then into Maggots and Beckett's, as Eiger's going to be on the inside line, but he goes wide and off the track, and he rejoins quite dangerously and off the track in a very spectacular way. That said, Ankaya, the HWA, is out as well, and nothing Ankaya could have done there. Eiger just completely lost it and came careening back on the track, and that is him out as well. I think Gabriel Gomez has hit a bit of trouble as well, and yeah, that is the Brazilian parked up as the battling is still continued. There's Råberg and Curtis going side by side through Vale. Råberg is going to be ahead of Curtis, who is defending from Jose Lucas. Lucas on the inside line there as Gabriel Gomez is out on lap 1. Lucas is still going to try to get the Irishman as they head into the first corner, but it goes a bit wide as he's trying to follow the Irishman. Kasim Adnan's going to try to take advantage of his fellow former Porsche Super Cup driver as Adnan goes on the inside line. Lucas still tries to hang on. Can Adnan make the move stick? As there's Jake Tildesley in the background who is trying to pick up the scraps in the battle. Lucas, though, on the inside line there through the loop is gonna be ahead, but Adnan is gonna have the slipstream. No DRS yet. That's gonna be activated on lap 3, obviously, as Adnan on the inside line of Jose Lucas. Great battle between the two as Adnan hangs on the outside line. There's just about a car length between the two as Adnan goes on the outside, goes a bit too wide, and that is going to cede the position to Jose Lucas. And Jake Tillis is going to try to get involved into this. The man in his home race is going to go round the outside. No, he switches to the inside of Kasim Adnan. But is he able to make the move? I think Adnan is going to be head into Maggots, and he is, unless Jake is going to try anything. And there's someone out, and that's Erki Nytt out of the race, and he beached it in the gravel. And that's someone else as well, and that's Adnan. In fact, as we just cut away from him, and he spun round. I think he's made contact somewhere. As there is Matthew Falcon. I wonder if we could get a replay of all the incidents, because there were some we missed. I think Tander went out on lap 1. Let's see the start then here. So, gonna see, where is Nick Tander? There he is. So we'll see what happened here to the Australian at the start of the race then. As they all got off the line, he was side by side with the high tech there, and I think, were they 3 wide? They were 3 wide. You can see just spins off there, and he just gets stuck there on the off the track. We're gonna see the onboard then from Tander, and you can see that they're, I think they are 2 wide, and oh, look at that! Just slams it to the side of the Campos. But I think that's a classic case of 3 into 1 doesn't go for Nick Tander. And unfortunately, he's out as well. I think there was I think Gomez was involved in something as well. This is David Byers who we're watching. Where is Gabriel Gomez though? And you can see there, yeah, there it is. And that's Tildesley, and Tildesley actually went off the circuit. Clifton, Schaefer, a lot of guys went off here, wow. And there's Casamadnon, so we're gonna see what actually happened to Casamadnon. And he went side by side, and he went wide, and he forced Tildesley off the circuit. So that is, yeah, I'm gonna have to say, that is Adnan's fault. And, yeah, that has put him out. Erkin Nytt was out as well, as we're now on lap 3. And DRS has been enabled, as I think that's one of Jenser cars going by. That is David Byers getting a bit loose, and that's going to allow Jake Tildesley to try and close in on the on his fellow compatriot, both in their home race, obviously running P12, P13, and that's Anton Råberg and Aaron Curtis. And I think they have collided. Yes, they have. Let's see what's happened between Råberg and Curtis. They were battling amongst each other as well. It's already proving to be a race of attrition. And oh dear, okay, I think we could see that again. It was a bit of a messy angle. Couldn't quite see the accident. So if we could go on board with Curtis here. Yeah, there we go. And this is on board. And they go into turn 1. And I think he just gets tagged by Anton Råberg. If we could get the Swedes on board as well. And I had to go for a bit. If we just replay that, I'm sorry. So into turn 1, and he takes a very weird line and goes. Yeah, that's on Anton Råberg. I have to say that. Took a very weird line and just understeered straight into the side of Curtis. Nothing the poor man could have done. And I think that's gonna put both of them out. Unfortunately, Halil Shahin then, who's defending from Matthew Falcon. One Falcon versus another. For P15, Shahin though, who's chasing down Cam Cole, the Porsche Super Cup youngster. For 14th, there's Adam Wolf on Matthew Falcon, in fact, as he goes on the inside line. Just trying to make it stick, but he's got Rubino Gonzalez to worry about there behind. There is Gonzalez, who's going to go side by side with Wolf. Almost going to make it 3 wide as Nguyen tries to get involved into this. As Gonzalez goes on the inside of Adam Wolf. Wolf, the old, the very experienced Brit versus Gonzalez, the Porsche Super Cup rookie, as the two go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. Gonzalez goes very wide and re-enters on the circuit. Luckily does not go into the side of Nguyen, as there is Schaefer, who's going to try it on Noah Clifton on the outside line with the DRS down the hanger straight. It's going to go on the outside line of Noah Clifton. Battles happening all around here at the Silverstone circuit as Schaefer goes round the outside. It's Chow Shynats is the fastest lap of the race. There's Schaefer trying to attack Clifton, but he might have to worry about Cameron Cole behind, and Cameron Cole himself is going to have to worry about Khalil Shahin, who's going to try it on the inside line into the first corner, as gets the rear end out quite a lot there, Shahin, but he managed to save it quite beautifully there, as Matthew Falcon is now going to attack Khalil Shahin in the midst of all of this, but Shahin defends from the Polish driver. As Chaushynat is chasing down Sergeant Morrow, who has a 2.4 second gap to Nugali in fourth, but Luan leads away from Coleman Rus in second, as there goes Chaushynat with a late move on Morrow. Can't quite make it stick though. I think that's a bit too late. But then you have Polster Valiak there in seventh as well, who could try and get involved into this. He's just gonna have to stay patient behind Chaushynat and Morrow. Let's see what happens though, as Chaushynat is gonna have the DRS down the hangar straight as they head out of Chapel. Chaushynat with the DRS, and he gets it done before the corner even. That is Chaushynat up into fifth position ahead of Sergeant Morrow, and Morrow himself is gonna have to watch out for Michael Valiak there in seventh, as Bentley Schaefer might try to line up a move on Noah Clifton here on the inside line into Stowe. The two are going to go side by side into the Vale chicane even, as it's going to be Schaefer who's going to go on the outside. There is Noah Clifton who's going to try to get involved into the battle, as Schaefer gets ahead of Clifton. There's Cameron Cole getting ahead of Noah Clifton as well, as Clifton is going to have to defend from Cameron Cole on the inside line, but Cameron Cole getting it all wrong there into turn one, and that's compromised him a lot on exit, as Matthew Falcon is going to try to get past the American, as he's going to try to hang it on the outside line, but can he do it on Cameron Cole? But he spins round, gets on the curb, and that has gone all wrong for Matthew Falcon. And a slight error sent him down to last place. That is not what Matthew Falcon needs. As there's still battling going on though. There's Gonzalez and Wolf battling for what's now the second to last position in this race. As Gonzalez is on the outside, but he's going to have to back off though, as he goes a bit wide compared to Adam Wolf. It's going to be Wolf staying in 17th, as we have the battle for the podium between Talal Nugali and Hemo Tiford, as we have the battle for the lead as well. Coleman Rus, look at this, going for the race lead on Alex Luan with DRS, and he takes the lead away from Alex Luan with DRS. So now Coleman Rus leads the British Grand Prix here in Formula 3, as Talal Nugali gets ahead of Hemo Tiford for third. So that is Nugali up into the podium places now. There's Sergeant Morrow battling with Michael Valiak, as Valiak tries to hang it on the outside line, but he can't do anything. He's gonna have a look on the inside, but that's gonna compromise him a bit on exit, so that hasn't worked wonders for the Croatian, unfortunately. There's Nguyen and Shahin battling amongst each other, the two Genzer cars, as Nguyen currently is in 15th. With Shahin in 16th. There's Adam Wolf who's going to try to go on Shahin, but he goes very wide, and Gonzalez is now going to try it. He's going to try to take advantage of Wolf's mismanagement there, as he tries to hang on the inside line, but there isn't enough space for him there. He's not close enough to try it just yet, as Wolf goes a bit wide. He leaves the space for the Spaniard to try and go past, as the two go wheel to wheel, but Wolf remains ahead of Gonzalez for the time being, but Adam Wolf doesn't have DRS. Gonzalez is in a very good shot to try it. Takes a bit of a wider line. I think he's setting himself up for the next corner here, but nothing coming out of that just yet. However, the battle for the lead goes on. Amidst all the chaos, we have a very, very good battle in our hands. Coleman Rus taking the lead away from Alex Luan. Luan Not going to be too happy about that. He's going to try to take it back from the Slovakian in the DRS, as the Vietnamese driver is not close enough yet. So he is going to have to stay behind for another lap. There is Valyak getting past Sergeant Morrow for 6th position. Or I think it might it be Valyak defending for Morrow? I don't know. Can't quite remember. As a bit further down the field, there is Gonzalez battling with Wolf once more. Can he get it done this time as they head into Vale? He's gonna go on the outside line, and he does get it done on Adam Wolf. So that's Rubinho Gonzalez done and dusted into 17th. Very, very well done from Gonzalez then. Luan then chasing down Coleman Rus with the DRS. You can see he is closing, and he is closing, but he's not close enough. Still has a look on the outside line of Coleman Rus, though he is not close enough to try anything just yet. There's Sergeant Morrow then, who's still chasing down Michael Valyak, who is 1.2 seconds off Chao Shainan for P5, that is if I read correctly. So it is quite spread out here in the top 10, but not for the race lead, as Luan chases down Rus. He is very close through Maggotts and Beckes, and that should give him a very good run down the hangar straight. He just had to focus on his exit out of Chapel. And now with the DRS, we'll see if Luan can retake the lead away from Coleman Rus, as he's in the DRS and he is gaining quite substantially, but he doesn't try it yet. DRS not powerful enough for Luan, and there in 3rd and 4th is Nugali and T4, so they could actually be closing in on this battle. We could have a 4-way battle for the race lead here at Silverstone, as Jake Tildesley is under pressure from Jose Lucas, I think that is, or it's the other way around actually. It's Tildesley who's putting the pressure on Jose Lucas for 10th position. As Tildesley still chases down the Brazilian for 10th position. I actually don't know the points payout for sprint. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't know the points positions for the sprint race, but obviously it is gonna be the feature that counts. And yeah, it is top 10 points, so the winner gets 10, second place gets 9, third place gets 8, vice versa. As there is Tildesley on Jose Lucas, is gonna go around the outside of the Brazilian, but he is gonna go a bit wide and onto the gravel, and that means that Jose Lucas is gonna defend his position from the Brit in the Prema. So Tildesley will have to stay in 11th. But the battling, we're gonna go back to the top though, where the battling is continuing on, as Luan chases down Coleman Rus. It's the HWA versus the I'm forgetting what team that is now. Whatever. It's the two guys battling. But yeah, we're still having a very good battle for the lead here, as Luan tries to get past Coleman Rus. He's been trying for quite a lot of laps, but it just hasn't gotten close enough to the Slovakian just yet. And he's been stuck behind him for quite a long time, and that means that Nugali and T-Ford have been closing in to the leading two. As Jake Tildesley under pressure from Jose Lucas. But he was actually able to overtake Jose Lucas, my bad. But he's now up into 10th, and that will mean 1 point for Tildesley, as Luan still chases down Coleman Rus. But to no avail at the moment. He's going to have to be patient, but he is also going to have to get close enough to try a move. Obviously, there's only 3 laps remaining in the sprint race, and then we'll move on to the feature. Going a bit further down the field, Cameron Cole in 14th was chasing down Noah Clifton. For P13 at the moment. As we look once again back up to the field, Talal Nugali about 6/10 off Alex Luan. So I think he's going to try to piggyback off Luan's DRS here and try and get a bit closer. As there is Cameron Cole and Noah Clifton. As Cole gets past Clifton down the main straight, Schaefer gets past Jose Lucas, I believe. There on the inside line is Bentley Schaefer as he tries to hang on, but Lucas defends as they head out of Vale. That's going to be Schaefer, who is in 12th at the moment, unable to get past the Brazilian for now. Luan then still in hot pursuit of Coleman Bruce. These two battling it out to become the first ever winner in Formula 3. We'll see who will be able to earn that prestigious title. As they head through Copse, only about 4/10 separate the two then, as they head into Maggots and Beckett's. Down the hangar straight then, you can see that Luan is trying to close in, but in fact it is Talal Nugali who's even closer to the Vietnamese driver. So we'll see what will happen here. Nugali very, very close to the Vale chicane as we look for the battle for P8. This is David Byers swoops through on the inside for Nilo Alti, then up into 8th goes David Byers. Very, very well done from the Brit, as there's Schaefer and Lucas once again dueling. Schaefer this time on the inside line, gets it done, learns from his mistakes, and up into P11 goes David Byers, not Bentley Schaefer, I mean, confusing the Brits together. But yeah, that's Bentley Schaefer up into P11. Not bad at all. And now he's going to try and chase down his fellow compatriot, Jake Tillisley, who's about 2 seconds up the road. As we go once again up to Luan. He's got about 1 more lap to do it. He is running out of time at the moment. As through the second middle sector they go into Copse. As he is just trying to close down that gap to Coleman Rus, but just isn't able to. Just has to keep a very close proximity to the Slovakian, but it is obviously hard to follow cars, especially through such high-speed corners like these. There's things like dirty air and whatnot that plays into the leading car's hand. But now then, with the DRS, he's not got a lot of time left to get past Coleman Rus, as he still is not close enough to the Slovakian. Jake Tillisley is going to try to nip himself another point as he's chasing down Nilo Alzi, the ART Grand Prix car, for 9th position. Nothing happening there then, as Gonzalez and Wolf are still gonna battle for 17th, as we're now on the final lap of the sprint race. As Gonzalez goes a bit wide. And so that I don't think he's going to be able to get the position though. But then the final lap of the race, it's coming down to these three for who's going to take the race win here, as Luan with the DRS still isn't able to get close enough. He goes a bit wide though, and I don't think that's going to help his chances at all. But I think Luan is just getting impatient behind the Slovakian. There goes Tilsley on Alcide. Can he nab another point here in the sprint race, as he's going to go on the outside through Luffield, and he tries to hang on to the outside, but he just cannot, and that's going to be Alcide in ninth, but he gets a bit out of shape on the exit, and he could even lose 10th position here, as Bentley Schaefer is going to try it on the inside of Jake Tilsley here into Copse. They go side by side. It's going to be Schaefer on the inside. Are they going to be side by side through Maggots and Beckett's though? That is going to be the question. If Schaefer can get it done, Nugali is going to try it on Luan here even for P2, as Luan's trying to defend it on the final lap of the race here. Is Taral Nugali going to be able to get P2 away from Alex Luan? There's been a crash at the back. Yellow flags are out, and Nugali is going to get Alex Luan for second position. But it's not going to matter though. It's too late for Nugali, as Coleman Rus wins the sprint race at Silverstone, as he crosses the line and puts his name into the history books as he wins the sprint race here at Silverstone. And there's Jose Lucas, just gets 10th position from Cameron Cole, and Bentley Schaefer's crashed. Though he is able to get that car back rolling, and to the line. Look at that for P12, and it's gonna be Jake Tilsley who just gets Cameron Cole. Hull Shines 14th, Wolf is 15th, and it's Gonzalez, Falcon, and Schaefer is unfortunately gonna have to come across the line in 18th position as the final finisher. That's a total of 12 DNFs in the sprint race. And that is the sprint race done and dusted. We will get underway with the feature race very soon. But Coleman Rus takes the win here at Silverstone. And he'll be in a prime opportunity for the feature race as well. And you have Talal Nugali in second with Alex Luan in third. Hemo Tyford fourth with Functional Chaushanet in fifth. Michael Valiak sixth. Still a pretty good recovery from him. And then you have Morrow in seventh, Byers with the fast lap in eighth, and Alcide in ninth, and Lucas gets the 10th position. Now, I am in a bit of a hurry, so I think if we could just straight skip to the feature race, that will be much appreciated. Thank you. And I will be, while we're in this intermission, I will be taking a short break just to recover myself a bit, have a bit of a light snack, so I can recover. Commentary is a bit tiring, and I feel the need to eat something. So see you in a bit. Stay tuned and don't go anywhere for more Formula 3 action. And we're back for the feature race. So, qualifying order. So we're back in normal qualifying order. It's Valiak who starts first now. With Eiger in second. Then Moro, Nugali, Chaushan. I'm just going to wrap these off quickly because I am in a bit of a hurry. But it's Moro, Nugali, Chaushan, Nytt, Alcida, Tyford, Rus, Luan, Ankaya, Råberg, Lucas, Adnan, Curtis, Tander, Clifton, Bagos, Tildesley, Byers, Cole, Nguyen, Shahin, Brown, Schaefer, Falcon, Wolf, Gonzalez, King, and Gomez. So we're going to get it underway with the feature race, the second race here at Silverstone. Valiak on pole once again. We're on pole now. And we're underway. It's a very good start from Michael Valiak. Just completely rockets off the line. But they're in second. I think they're almost 3 wide there. Already battling for second position. There's Eiger getting a bit out of shape. Losing it all there. Slipping down at the third. But he's just going to hold that. From Fengchen Chao Shinat. Sergeant Moro up into second already. There's Chao Shinat battling with Eiger. Nugali there in fifth. Has made up a bit of gains. There's Adnan and Ankaya battling amongst each other. Chao Shinat trying to go around the outside of teammate Erki Nytt, but they're not gonna be wheel to wheel for much longer as Chao Shinat gets past. There's Nugali who's gonna try to go on the Estonian on the inside line. The Saudi driver looking very, very feisty today as he's gonna go on the outside, and there's Gabriel Gomez out of the race, and Luan is out as well, and that is a massive shame for Alex Luan, who did oh so well in the sprint race, as Koloman Rus is side by side there with Talal Nugali, the top two in the last race, battling for P6 now, as they're trying to make themselves up in the top 3 as well. Through Magritte and Beckett now, could get a bit hairy here as they go side by side, and Nugali going off the track, trying to re-enter down into 8th. Goes Nugali, and that's Ankaya. Ankaya's off the track, and Anton Råberg, and oh dear, that was a car on 2 wheels. That was Nguyen who went on 2 wheels there. Got pitched on his side there. Look at that. And he got tagged from behind and almost flipped over the car. That would have been a freak accident if the car would have tipped over there. But I wonder what happened to the other guys there as well. If we could get a replay on that. There was Gomez and Luan at the start, and you can see that, wow, that's Luan going off the track. Quite a spectacular fashion. There's Alcide, who was, I think, able to get the car rolling again. And there's Luan, who I just think lost the car and then just went into one of the other cars. Obviously, it's a massive shame for both Luan and Gomez. But Shahin is out. Oh my goodness me, everyone seems to be wanting to call me now. I apologize for this. This is not very professional. Clifton then currently in 11th as he is trying to fend off Aaron Curtis. As battling still going on, and there's the Dupremas, almost 3 wide they go into farm. But there's Bagos and Tildesley going at it for position. Bagos is going to be on the inside line of Jake Tildesley for P14. Tildesley, though, gets the better exit on the outside line, then heading down the Wellington straight into Brooklands. Is Bagos going to be able to carry on the battle on the inside line? Yes, he does, just about not. As Tildesley is going to remain in 14th. Falcons lost a few positions there in P23. As, yeah, there's King going wide, but Valiak then leads from Sergeant Moro, and then Luca Eiger in 3rd. There's Grantley King in 18th, who's made up quite a lot of positions. You have to give it to him. Currently fighting for 18th with Bentley Schaefer as they're going to go side by side through Maggots and Beckett as King goes a bit wide though. Very lucky not to hit anyone there as he re-enters P19, loses the position to Bentley Schaefer. He's going to have to fight off Matthew Falcon there as well in P20 as they're side by side through Chapel. Falcon on the outside line, no DRS for him just yet obviously, as it's still only lap 2 of 12. Falcon's going to go on the inside line into Stowe. Let's see if he can get past the WTCR champion. DRS then now enabled as we approach lap 3 out of 12. Michael Valiak says the fastest lap as he leads by 1.1 seconds from Sergeant Morrow. There is Falcon and King having a bit of a battle as Grantley King loses out yet another position to Matthew Falcon, who gets up into 19th. There's Kolo Andrus, who's looking very, very good on pace today, trying to challenge Erki Nytt for P5. As they head through Brooklands and into Luffield, there's Kasim Adnan trying to chase down Talal Nugali. The only two drivers of Arab descent in the ACOC, obviously, battling amongst each other. There's Aditya Bagos in 15th position. As Bagos is in 15th, chasing down Tillersley. As there's Coleman Rus and Erki Nytt battling for 5th position. As Michael Valiak once again says the fastest lap of the race, so he's really pulling away at the moment. And contact! And that is Hemo Tyford, who's gone off and he's collided with Erki Nytt. And I think he isn't able to get that car rolling again, as that was one of the Gemsters as well, losing it into turn 1. Luckily, would have been a horrifying accident if they did anything there. As there's Schaefer and Byers going side by side, just about. That's Schaefer and King. King's going to be on the inside line there as Hemo Tyford is out of the race. As Grantley King and Bentley Schaefer are going to try to go side by side. King goes going to be under pressure from Matthew Falcon there on the outside into Cops. Let's see what Falcon can do as he's going to go on the outside. Is he going to get the better run heading out of Cops? So that's going to be the question. Through Maggots and Beckett, they will go. And there's a crash. And that is Grantley King who's gone off. And I think is he going to be able to get that car rolling again? He is. That is a very, very high speed accident for Grantley King. However, he is able to continue on, though that sent him down a lot of positions. Really isn't the it really just isn't his race today. There's Kasim Adnan in 8th position at the moment. So just need confirmation from Turtle. Are you here? Hello? I don't think he's here. I don't know. Okay, so I've got a bit of a matter right now that I have to attend to. So unfortunately, I can't commentate further. So we'll have to run the rest of this race without commentary. But yeah, this is why you bring a co-commentator, ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't have commentated alone for this race, but yeah. The rest of this race will be run with no commentary. I'm sorry for that, but planned this a bit weirdly. But yeah, I've been your commentator, Miran Evji. Make sure to watch the rest of the race. Just don't mind how to go. But yeah, see ya.